Welcome to Commtrack, where you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. I am your host, Tim.
And I am Hannah.
And we are back, and now that we finished The Matrix, we're going to be jumping into another movie. And folks, of course, if you want to just jump straight ahead to the movie, there's a sync button below that'll, just skip past all the bullshit, and we can just get started with the movie. But if you're here to talk more about the movie and hear more about it, this is...
Hannah, I already said that. Oh,
No.
The movie. I'm introducing the movie. This is The Running Man. I'm so sorry to all you viewers out there that thought we were going to be reviewing Blade Runner today. No.
That's what everyone's been looking up on the other Facebook
That's
page.
because that's what you wanted them to think.
I know. Although, just to be fair, we are going to be doing Blade Runner in November. November 2019, when the movie takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Because, damn it, we're never going to get another chance.
This movie is weirdly... It's like a B movie that I wish, you hadn't seen, but it's a classic. This is how a lot of these actors got big.
In a weird way. I mean, well, Arnold was already big, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But this was definitely the height of his career, 1985. But you're right, it is a B movie because when you rewatch this is definitely one of his lesser films.
Oh my gosh.
But I also have this weird theory, and it also applies to Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. No matter whatever movie he's in, he's clearly the one trying the most and is the most entertaining.
I think somebody said in another review somewhere I heard, for every 1-star movie Tim Curry's in, he's the reason that movie has 1 star. I feel that way about a lot of actors.
Yeah, well...
they're having a great time.
Yeah.
And so you can enjoy it.
Yes.
It doesn't feel lazy because there is one man trying.
That's actually because, this is, I only watched the movie for the first time, maybe a couple weeks ago, just for the show, because, 2019, woo! But after me and my girlfriend watched it, afterwards, we just felt like we were in a real Schwarzenegger movie, so we watched a whole bunch of them that he was in. So we watched Commando, we watched Eraser, we watched The Sixth Day, which I'd never seen. And The Sixth Day is a god-awful piece of shit sci-fi movie that would have been forgotten forever if it wasn't for Arnold Schwarzenegger being Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah.
It's also the same thing with The Rock. Who goes to go watch, Rampage if The Rock wasn't in it? Who would watch it? No one.
No one.
Exactly. We're going to sit back and watch, Jason Statham. Well, actually, I probably would watch that. It got me enough to watch The Meg. But no, it's because of the charisma of these actors that really makes the shitty movies even fun, you know?
Oh, yeah. And this movie is just so aggressively what the 80s thought was cool.
Yeah.
It is one of the most dated films I've ever seen.
And yet, it still kind of got a lot right about 2019.
Well, it actually jumped the gun on a lot of the game show dystopia. This is the one that started it all.
Yep.
Now, it's based off of a novel by
Yes.
Stephen King.
Yes.
It's not an original movie, obviously.
Mm.
But yeah, before The Hunger Games, before Battle Royale, before Dead Man Wonderland, I think I was comparing it to, there was this.
Yeah.
There was The Running Man.
Yeah. It's really quite something. So actually we just had you watch it literally just yesterday.
Last night.
Yeah, just because
And now I have to watch it again. So I got Mike's Harder Lemonade.
This message brought to you by Mike's.
Please sponsor us, alcohol company.
Oh my God, right?
Oh, man.
Can you imagine if we actually got paid from a booze company, but we got paid to drink while watching bad movies?
Oh God.
I would watch Neil Breen movies then.
I would watch Neil Breen movies regardless.
But
let's jump into it.
Yes, let's jump right in. So, folks, if you got a copy of The Running Man, on digital or on Blu-ray, on DVD,
then I'm
or
sorry.
on VHS for you really crazy ones, pop it in, because I hope you're ready, because we're about to start the movie. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. There it is, the TriStar logo.
Look at that majestic horse galloping towards.
Dude, back in the day when, there were actual diverse studio companies back in the day,
Oh, it wasn't just all Disney?
Warner Brothers and Disney and,
Columbia, see.
Well, that's Sony.
Oh, that is Sony?
Yeah, it is Sony.
Okay.
So, and then we have our future, the 80s synth.
I love this opening title screen because it looks like something that came off of my dad's Atari.
Oh, and this.
It's even like pixelized.
This whole
white text on a color background.
So from what I read, Arnold Schwarzenegger, as it says, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Running Man. He actually used that as his campaign for when he did Governor.
I told you not to. Oh, that was mine.
Oh, it was?
That was on his bus. That's what
that
it was
on
called.
Okay, that's what you were talking about. Right on.
No, now I have no facts.
Oh,
now I have no facts.
Oh, let's see, whatever. But here we go. Okay, so 2017.
You always cheat. He's got a whole computer page up with facts that he knows. He does not know whether he's on the
I haven't
cuff.
actually read it all, so like it's cool. But yeah, so then you were mentioning this opening scroll.
Yeah, it looks like an Atari game. It is my initial impulse.
And damn it, they nailed quite a bit for what happens in 2017. The world government's collapsed. We're in the middle of a second recession. We're overpopulated by media. Bitch, we got Facebook.
But we don't have Arnold fighting to the death. So what's the point?
Yeah, well, we kind of do, but not anymore because the dude's like 72 now.
Yeah, I know.
So, like, I mean, hell, even, Sylvester Stallone, the 80s action equivalent to Arnold, just not as charismatic. Like, the dude's, like, even retiring up Rocky Balboa after 7 movies.
Well, Stallone started Ultimate Beastmaster, which is an American Gladiator type game.
Yeah.
Which could become the Running Man.
Maybe. Yeah. Do you think we should we just leave this one in the 80s and to rot? Because, like, or are we going to do, like, the thing that we've done with, like, the RoboCop and Die Hard?
God, I hope not.
Make a shitty PG-13 remake?
That is called The Hunger Games. Starring Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Although, I won't say Jennifer Lawrence is better. She's just different than Arnold. Like, Jennifer Lawrence is amazing, talented, really hot, if I may be so bold. But Arnold is just...
both of them I've watched a lot of bad movies just because their name was in them. Like...
Yep. And then immediately, like, we have this, like, opening bit. You mentioned the other day, like, how he delivers, like, I will not
harm innocent women and children.
I will
not.
Tommy
was so. But we have to be nice and good to each other. Like, and everyone be happy.
No! And then, of course, there's this great moment where we have the POV where he gets smacked by the rifle butt.
I love they use this later, like they have this camera footage later from his POV.
Right? Oh, you would think that they would just have like a little, camera in the corner. Like
they wouldn't just recycle the footage from the...
This is the 80s. Everything gets recycled, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
All the bad stuff, unfortunately.
Yes.
So now we jump forward 18 months later, and now we are in the year 2019. And let's see. So we've got rampant bad economy. We've got overstimulated news networks and shows to keep us pacified, and we have apparently migrants working in a mine against armed guards. They really depressingly got all the right details, didn't they? That sucks. Hey, Jesse Ventura, that's right. Mm-hmm. And what's cool?
Yeah, you've got 2 future governors.
Yes.
Who, if you're in the Running Man, you will become a famous politician.
Actually, no. That case goes to the movie that the 2 of them wound up going in, which was Predator.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse Ventura, but also, I forget the guy's name. He was Billy in Predator, the one who, like, the really crazed out, like, stoic Native American.
Oh, yeah.
He was actually a candidate for governor of Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So...
Nice.
Yeah, so apparently Predator is the key to that. This was just the beginning.
The beginning of all your political career. Can I just say that it is a shame that we don't see more movies where Arnold's got the beard. Mm-hmm. He really pulls it off.
He rocks the beard.
He looks really good.
He really does rock the beard really well.
I mean, clean-shaven strongman is a look. But I think Beard Arnold's kind of macho. I think it's hot.
He it's also the way he was like carrying that giant lead thing on his shoulders. I mean, it's kind of the way he was walking around with the giant log at the beginning of Commando.
So you know he's strong.
He just looks like the brawny man.
Yeah.
But he looks even more like the brawny man with the beard.
Could you imagine the alternate timeline where he caved to producers and like went by Arnold Strong?
Oh my god. I don't know. Schwarzenegger is just fun to say.
It's just fun to say.
Yeah, but dude, you're right. Like that beard is just dope.
It's a shame that he doesn't have a beard in more movies.
I know he has it in a couple of his movies. Like I know there was he did this really dramatic movie about like his daughter dying in a plane crash or something. I forget what it was, but it was like a real like straight up drama, no action, no nothing. It was just Arnold being dramatic for a change.
That's weird.
But he sported a beard in that one.
Yeah.
That I do remember.
I love seeing genre actors try their like hand at drama.
Yeah, it's cool. Like you see, like it kind of blew me away when Will Smith did Ali. When he just like because he was at his height of Independence Day and Wild Wild West and all that.
Oh
and
yeah.
Just big action star, and all of a sudden he does this Academy Award nominated performance as Muhammad Ali. And it's kind of riveting to see. So. And now here we go with the big old prison break because gotta have it. Oh, I love this. Give you a lift.
Oh my God. You call this shit the punning man. This is terrible.
This is the punning man. And you know what? Like,
doesn't he use a cool off pun or some bullshit? He has an ice punch somewhere in this movie.
He does. Like when
it's the worst thing ever.
We'll get to that.
I left the room.
Oh yeah, and the other thing, God, I forget the actor's name, but the black guy, this guy right here that he goes through, you may actually recognize him. He's Parker from Alien.
No, really?
Yeah, that's totally him. This is like one of the other big movies that he was in because apparently he died not too long after this. I think he died in like the early '90s or something.
Oh,
but
that's a shame.
Yeah, I know.
That's a real shame.
Yep. Dude, look at also there was another thing that I wanted to note that like all the armed guards in this movie, yeah, those are clearly like Nazi inspired helmets.
Oh yeah. Well, number one, the Nazi inspired look, and number two, I don't want to call it a classic video game technique, even though this really does feel like one of those like old light gun games at the arcade.
Yeah, well, look at those.
Where you have to cover their whole face so that you don't feel bad when they're shot. Because they're faceless peons of evil.
Well, see, there's also that, but that means you can literally just have the same stuntman in every single shot.
It's cheap?
It's super cheap.
Yeah.
And that means all like you only need like 3 costumes at a time.
I hope there were like 2 extras.
And they just got their money's worth with those guys. Oh shit. No, the deadline is still up. Do not cross the line.
Have you seen the movie Who Killed Captain Alex?
Nope.
It's this B movie from Uganda. It's this guy in this village with a camcorder and $200.
Oh shit.
Makes this action movie.
Boom.
Oh, I love this kill. I love this kill.
Fuck, dude. He only had 2 days left before his parole was up.
But in that movie, they literally do have like 6 really talented stuntmen that they reuse over and over.
Oh, dude,
and they're on both sides, but they're not wearing masks or anything. You just have to watch the same guy die and accept that this is low budget.
See, with John Wick, I think they had like maybe a dozen stunt guys, but there was like a 65, 70 kill or like 85 number body count or whatever. They realized I remember reading up on something like that. They're like, yeah, that's when hair and makeup become your best friends.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll know that like the guys with long hair and beards are the guys that they start out with, and they just shave it down slowly and slowly.
Oh my gosh! So they just slowly.
Yep.
If you watch an action movie, everybody slowly looks like less of a hippie as it goes on.
That's right. Well, they shoot out of order all the time, so it's really not just that.
I love the old painted backgrounds in sci-fi movies. Those are radical.
Blade Runner.
Metropolis is the best in terms of like painted backgrounds.
Everything is Metropolis.
Everything's Metropolis.
Everything is
If you want to watch a 3-hour long silent film because you care about cinema and sci-fi in
Yeah.
general. The tower from Metropolis inspired Blade Runner. It got copied directly to be a Kaiba Corp's headquarters,
Yep.
weirdly enough, is Metropolis.
Not to
Bioshock is Metropolis.
Not to mention Tim Burton's Gotham City.
Metropolis.
Yep, everything is Metropolis.
I did my architecture project on that movie. You know what else is interesting is these shot collars.
Yeah.
They get taken for Battle Royale.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest plot devices in that. And that's 90s, so you know it was ripped from this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that they ripped from this. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that, again, I'll point it out as we go along, but it's just like, dude, did they just really just... Like there, the when you see them go down the slides, I'm like, that straight up looks like the in Batman Forever when Val Kilmer goes, like, chair, and he goes through the tube slide into the Batcave. I'm like, I think they stole that set off the Running Man.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, that is so lazy. I salute you.
I would love to watch a dystopic film. You see stuff like this in The Hunger Games where, like, everybody tunes in. But even on the stuff in real life that everybody tunes in, you have those pretentious people who, like, it's football season now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch football. I watched all 7 seasons of The League to try to understand football, and it just made it more confusing.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody will make a sports anime about it one day and I'll learn the rules.
Maybe,
but there's always going to be people who are, like, so proud that they don't watch it. And I want something set in the Running Man universe about, like, 5 pretentious nerds who are like, Running Man, I don't watch that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Just trying to exist, not watching.
When it's literally apparently the only thing, because apparently the show of the Running Man is pretty much synonymous with the government.
Yeah, but you couldn't just watch one show and have everybody be into it. People would get bored.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's Chopped, I don't think that you can find a show that everybody likes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, I love how Arnold was always... He always seems to be, like, in his, like, tough guy roles, he always seems to have, like, a stogie on him.
Oh, I love that. I love his cigar.
The cigar, the stogie. Like, if he's in the Expendables or Commando or this, like... Even in The Sixth Man, where he's basically just a family man, he's apparently Arnold has like a stogie clause in his contract.
If you've got a stogie and you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, you've got that beard, you can look cool enough that you can wear a World Gym sweatshirt and suspenders.
Yeah.
You can rock the sweatshirt and suspenders, which I imagine is an Austrian thing, because I can only imagine like Germans doing that.
See, now he has to wear the stupid hat along with
yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the thing, is Germans rock socks with sandals, so Austrians rock suspenders and sweatshirts. I mean, when you're Arnold, you can pretty much do anything.
Dude, you're Arnold. Like, you're 72 years old, and you could probably still kick my ass.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who gives a shit, man?
Yeah.
Like, you could probably... so I'm like...
I would not be surprised if the governor ever, like, passed a law in California. It's like, well, we're taking away your guns, but you now must participate in an action brawl.
Yes.
With me, Arnold.
And every time you fire a gun, like...
you have to say a stupid one-liner. That's it. Guns are still legal in California.
Just so you get to shoot out there, and he's just like, well, that hit the spot.
Yes, you have to say something like that, otherwise you get arrested. That's the new law in California. You have to say a shitty one-liner every time.
In this universe, I could totally see that happening. Oh man, look! Wow, even the cars are still like blocky. Do you remember when block cars were like the cool thing in the 80s? No, we're all about that sleek shit.
They still are kind of. I like them.
I will give them this though, because remember, this movie was post Blade Runner. They did not opt for flying cars.
Oh yeah.
That's actually kind of refreshing. Like all things. It's probably more like.
It's cheaper too.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
Let's not kid ourselves.
I'm pretty sure that they're like, well, look, we'll just give you like a really, state of the art prototype limo model, and you can use that in the movie. We'll do like a little promo.
What they should do is dystopias more is they should use cars to show social class.
Yeah.
Like back in divided Germany, like you knew who came from which side, whether they had like a nice new Volkswagen or a Trabi that was made in 1970.
Yeah.
Like they have like these little tiny box cars that came in 2 colors or something. It would be nice if the upper class drove really fancy ones and the lower class drove...
Well, they still have these, like, banters like this. Like, he bumps into a janitor, and he's like, oh, you're fine. Fire that asshole. Just like, fuck that guy. He touched me with his poverty. Because that's the thing. Rich people, like...
He's like that Channel 8 guy from... Have you seen UHF?
Oh my god, UHF.
Yeah, where he's like, fire him!
Yes.
For touching my file!
Because
Go work for Weird Al Yankovic.
Because apparently, you know, from like 1980 onward, rich people don't want to like help people or like better themselves or people around them. They just want poor people to die.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, now we have neoliberalism, where the companies pretend to be your friends, and Wendy's got a Twitter account, and she has savage clapbacks at McDonald's. People stan companies now. Like, they, for better or for worse, care about PR and care about people liking them, because they have to now.
It's that basic meme where you see, like, the person drowning, and the coworker goes up to help, and it's a high five, and it's like, pizza party! Me drowning in financial trouble.
Oh my god.
Look at that stupid ass hat. Is that a constructor hat?
Yeah, it's like construction hat, World Gym sweatshirt.
He's still, yeah, you're right. He does rock it, man. Like with the beard.
Steal his look. Like, I wish Polyvore was still around. I do like Arnold movie fashion recommendations.
Because you mentioned the fashion. Look at these dumb 80s suits. These are clearly 80s suits.
80s.
Like, look at the plaid coat that the guy in the background was.
The main villain, his suit looks like the fabric that you'd like use for bus seats in like a school or something.
Oh, and then of course there's this the voice activated everything, like the future.
Oh my god, it's still Captain Freedom.
Yes. Jesse Ventura, everybody.
Oh my god.
God, he is so over the top in this. I love it.
I want this audio tape to be a real thing. A real thing of merch.
Just have Jesse Ventura do a series of these things as Captain Universe.
Oh man.
Yes.
Captain Freedom.
Captain Freedom,
Bless
yes.
him.
Yes.
But you're right about the voice acting. Is any Gen Xer I've ever met.
Yeah.
Anybody who's like 50.
Yeah.
Like, the boomers don't want to fuck with technology.
No, they think it's all, like, evil.
Yeah, and the millennials are like, I'm just gonna have this to myself because my social life is on here. I don't want you spying. But the Gen Xers are like, Alexa, play Party Mix for Halloween. Alexa, buy my groceries.
Playing Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. I hate
Yeah, or they're like, try to use the car voice. It's safer.
Like, dude.
Like, they love voice acting.
Okay, see, it's
great.
Voice control is great when you're driving and whatnot. If it's something like business related or whatever, and you need to do that's fine. It's safe. That's good. But in real life, I don't need it. Like and I'm pretty sure because of movies like this, the Gen Xers thought it was the coolest thing because I saw it in the movies when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's like you try 4 times and the computer don't understand you, right?
Yeah.
You press the button, Dad.
Press the damn button. Oh, I love this. This is a lie. I was framed. I'm completely innocent. Like, yeah, dude,
You're sure acting innocent. You're sure not acting rapey at all.
Well, to be fair, like, you know, he
didn't expect her to be there.
And he's not really interested, really, like, in at least, although they do get together.
No. He's not a rapey person.
No.
But he's very ignorant of how he's coming off.
Not to mention, it's like, you are huge, dude. You are Mr. Universe at this point. Like, don't come at me like that.
I fucking love Babyface.
I know. Oh, dude.
Babies,
Richard Dawson, man. Fucking the host of Family Feud. Like, I thought that was actually the most ingenious thing about this movie is
they got
a real TV, like a real famous TV talk show host to play the villain.
I love when people just play evil versions of themselves.
Yeah, because apparently, like, a lot of the extras were like, wow, he's exactly like that when he talks to like his underlings and whatnot. So it's just fun for him to like just go flat out and be the total, like, 100% evil.
I love when people can play, like, parody versions of themselves.
Yeah.
Like, completely play a role that's meant to humiliate them.
Yes.
Like, lover or hater, I have a bit of respect for after I saw Repo, Paris Hilton playing just a goth version of herself.
Oh
It's
my
like,
god.
I'm the drug addict heiress who's spoiled and whines all the time, and even though this is a musical, the joke is that my voice is terrible. And I'm like, good on you for taking that role and laughing at yourself.
Well, I mean, if she's willing to take a shot in the mouth, with A Night in Paris, I'm pretty sure she's willing to take a metaphorical shot in the mouth in a movie. So.
But I love that. I was like, I can never hate her as much as everybody else because she just played a shitty version of herself.
That's a really interesting way to tie someone up on their workout machine.
I thought it was a sex swing.
You did?
Night. I was like, is that a sex swing?
Well, to be fair, like, they do accuse her of, like, all these horrible things. Like, she had relations with 2, sometimes 3 men in a year.
In a year.
And I'm like...
I love that because I was like, oh, at one time? It's like, in a year.
Like, bitch, that's just college.
That was like, if you could make up any fact about a woman to slut-shame her.
Yeah, that was...
You've had more than one sexual partner.
And
you did it not in the missionary position.
Now, granted, I still give them a lot of leeway because this was the 80s and, this was before 2 Girls, 1 Cup. It was before we got to the really heinous parts of the internet.
How did you get a hand on my internet history, Tim?
Oh my god, look at this shit, dude. Like, look at this. Dude, the tiny little television. Dude, these things disappeared in, like, the 90s, didn't they?
Retrofuturism is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, studying, like, what each generation thought the future would be.
Yeah. It's really a lot of fun. Oh, and then there's this... I love this moment right here where he interrogates her. Because I'm going to say, please. Jesus Christ. And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? I mean,
you're a good guy. You're trying really hard to seem shitty. She's tied up. You could have done your whole spiel, told your whole side of the story, but no, you're just like, now you have to. Use your words, Arnold.
No, he's getting...
Use your words.
He's contractually committed to using his body.
Oh,
although, to be fair, Arnold in real life really just hated playing up, like, his beefcake roles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for Commando, he was like, do I really have to, like, get into this, like, with the Speedo? And they're like, dude, we got Mr. Universe. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he still really liked that one a lot because he's still playing, like, a family man, just like a kid, like a guy hanging out with his daughter who may or may not be gay.
Oh,
there's a lot.
That's cool.
No, yeah, dude. Like, if you read into it, there's like a whole bunch of that. We might have to do that for another episode. We gotta have a Schwarzenegger month.
I want Arnold Schwarzenegger to be my LGBT-friendly dad.
Oh my god.
I want a supportive Arnold dad.
Dude,
we're just beat up people for me.
Sometime next year we'll have to have a Schwarzenegger month because this dude just. Like, again, even in his bad movies, it's
that's
so
one thing they've got wrong about 2019.
Oh, right.
Pre-9/11.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That's not going to work. Although I love this bit. He's like, I might get sick.
Throw up all over you. That's the ultimate threat. Why don't you lick his hand while you're at it?
Won't show up on this shirt. Oh, still, Arnold looks good in the Hawaiian shirt.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
Like, I actually remember, I think it was, oh, God.
I like
it was Commando.
hat.
Yeah, it was also Commando. He even rocked a Hawaiian shirt in that movie. Still looks fucking good.
Oh, yeah. Also, she's wrong, but props to her for, like, not crying and just punching him in the dick.
Yeah. Oh, to be fair, there's a lot of cock shots in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, not actual, like, close-ups of cocks. I mean,
maybe
that
they're
would
not all punches. Some of them are chainsaws.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
He is running. Run, Arnold.
Run. Be the running man. Run for governor of California.
No, we will net you now. Do they still have those?
Did they ever have? I know they have mini ones that you can shoot at drones now.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Because
is that like for small animals and stuff?
No, they're specifically made for drones.
Whoa.
Because some people like to suntan in their backyard and don't want some pervert teenager.
That makes sense. Yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense. The future!
The future! Drone nets. It is now.
Yep. Now we got him shoved into the interrogation room where he first meets Damien Killian.
Oh my gosh.
God, what a prick. Although, granted, Granted, I hear he's totally not a prick in real life.
In real life,
Yeah.
obviously, if you play a role that's calling you a prick,
Yeah.
and you're cool with it, you've got nothing to hide. IRL.
Absolutely. I hear he was really cool. Although apparently this was like his last movie because he retired shortly after that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was hosting Family Feud for a long, long time, but
Mm-hmm.
after that, he's like, "Yeah, I'm good. And that's really fine." Now, here's the part where they're just pitching the movie The Running Man to Arnold, right?
Yeah, I believe that this is just candid footage of Arnold walking into the room, and then being like, "You should be in this movie," and Arnold being like, "This
You've got
sounds
all the things.
fucking stupid.
You've got charisma, everything. Fuck you." Actually, no. Like, even though like Arnold's supposed to hate Killian's character in the movie, apparently Arnold and Richard Dawson are like were really tight in real life.
Oh, I
Like,
love that.
They were longtime friends till his death. So, but they just had a lot of fun on this. So
man.
I guess it's not completely. It's probably based on it on the pitch. Like,
Yeah.
you're charming. You're full of charisma. You're a big guy. You've got an outstanding record.
Fuck you.
This is actually a really fun, like, little idea. Just have because this actually feels straight out of an idea from George Carlin. Like, just take all the prisoners, the rapists and the convicts, put them on a game show have them fight to the death. Make it entertaining. You know, we could have the 24-hour death channel. Just must die TV. That sort of thing.
I would love. They have all these game show type dystopias out there.
Yeah.
That I've already said. Game shows are kind of dead.
Yeah, they pretty much are, aren't they?
I would love one based off the YouTube subscriber type thing where you have to make yourself interesting.
Oh my god.
And it's up to you to earn enough money to stay in the prison, otherwise you get executed.
Oh, wow, that'd be... Ooh, that's an interesting concept for today.
The writers of Black Mirror, hit me up.
Dude, yes. Wow.
Do you watch a lot of Black Mirror?
No, I don't actually. I've been told by my sister many times to watch it.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. Watch White Bear tonight.
You got it.
That episode.
Good plan.
Very, very good.
Drugs. More drugs. Because apparently, you know, he needs more, like, in his already
steroids.
more steroids.
Arnold would never take steroids.
It's just working
He's
out.
He's not a chicken. Cheap.
So now it's weird because, like, first
this scene is just a scene in his underwear, by the way.
Yeah, but honestly, look, the weird thing is, like, those things always look to me like, you know, those Audi earbuds, like, to me.
Yes, you said Audi earbuds. I was thinking something different.
Oh, that was the second thing. Like, in one shot it looked like that, and the other shot it looked like something else. Just
Arnold wandered into a very sketchy sauna in the Czech Republic.
It was quite
There's cameras now?
It was quite glorious, actually.
Oh my gosh. Glorious. Holy shit, that's a funny pun.
Truly, this is the punning man.
The punning man. I like that both our leads have really heavy accents.
Yeah.
I don't know what. That just feels progressive to me. Is that they're just... foreign people get to keep their accents in this movie.
Well, I mean...
Is lovely.
Well, actually, that's another thing that I really love about Gal Gadot.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, that they
just
like,
let her keep... Literally, I'm pretty sure
you're
they...
from a mythical country, so you can sound however you want.
Well, it's also
like
that, and it's also hilarious to watch, like, everyone else on Themyscira trying to adapt her accent just to cover her ass for the rest of the movie. It's actually kind of fun when you think about it through that lens.
Oh, yeah.
And you see, like,
that is funny.
Fuck, what's her name?
Just all the other Amazonians and all that.
Robin.
You're right.
What is her name? Robin Wright. Yeah. Watching Robin Wright, try to do her best impression of Gal Gadot just so she can adapt to her accent to cover her ass for the rest of the movie.
Have you heard in Forrest Gump?
Yes.
They brought, like, the kid to Tom Hanks and says,
yes.
How are you going to play Forrest Gump? What accent are you going to do? And he goes, well, I'm a grown-ass man, and my job is acting. So whatever voice this kid does is the voice I'm going to do because he's 8 and I'm not going to make him.
And it worked beautifully.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, and of course we got to have bets.
Bets
Everywhere.
That's the only reason everybody would consistently watch the same shitty reality show for more than 2 seasons.
I wonder if they actually legalize gambling in this universe. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know? Like they
I mean, legal or not legal, people are still gonna do it.
Oh, totally. But I feel like they would legalize it just to encourage, like, the poverty and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because all gambling is a tax on the poor.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a middle-class person buy a lottery ticket.
No.
That's just not gonna happen.
Not anymore. What middle class?
Me. It's solely me and my very small, like, retirement account, which is enough to make my other millennial friends hate me for being rich, but not enough to give me any real financial security.
Retirement
fund? Yeah, I've got an
I'm that is not in vocab. Must look up in dictionary.
Oh yeah.
Google retirement fund. That's so strange.
Oh, it's great.
Oh God! Didn't you say this guy was like Hulk Hogan at one point?
I thought he was Hulk Hogan.
It's totally not.
No. But yeah, no. The best thing about having a 4-digit bank account is that all your friends hate you for being rich, but you're like one hospital visit away from being in debt. And like all of your savings can go away. That's me. That's the middle class. That's my.
Isn't the U.S. great?
But. Gosh, I wish I lived in the Running Man universe. At least I could watch Arnold fight, like, weird anime villains all day.
And you could watch, clones of Lady Gaga dancing.
Oh, my God.
Like, look at these outfits. Although, to be fair, Lady Gaga has toned it down a lot since she's become an actress.
It's honestly a shame. I think we were talking about this yesterday, I feel like Gaga reinvigorated the music video.
In a lot of ways. I mean, look how music video that looks.
Oh, yeah.
Because, as a matter of fact, the director, I believe, this is his very first movie. He was doing TV for the longest time, which I think is the reason why they hired him for it, so it had that, TV game show music video look to it,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There are lots of movies that I watched that I say, this looks like a TV show. I think, like, the new Harry Potter films, I'm like, why does this look like an episode of Doctor Who? Like, why does this look like TV? I don't know what the difference in the look is.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
This, where she's just mad dogging her hard.
Oh, man.
That's really awkward.
That was me after my coworker walked out of the meeting after I reported him.
Oh. And it's lucky it didn't kill you, too.
Oh, no. Or kill you, then rape. Because a woman can't be in distress without being raped. Action movies, please just threaten to non-sexually murder more women. Please.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't need to tell us that rape is scary. We don't need any more of that. Just murder us. Nice, good old-fashioned murder.
Like, the woman in peril thing is just so overdone, but it's just so, like, tiresome when it's just rape. Like,
yeah.
Dude, like, can we just, like, hold a woman at gunpoint and that's it?
I like when you've got some of these series where both parts of the couple are constantly in peril and saving each other.
Yes.
Because I think being saved is romantic.
Yeah.
I like in Psych, though, where at the end of every episode, the detective, like, reveals, like, to the murderer, he monologues, he's like, and that's your plan, and the murderer's like, great, so now that you know I'm gonna kill you. And then he's in peril for a while until his cop girlfriend shows up and is like, thanks for cracking the case. And he's like, thank you for saving me. I like watching them save each other a lot. I watched a lot of
it also shows that they can be a great team, you know?
Oh, yeah. When people save each other, it's romantic.
Oh, dude, he's just chewing the fucking scenery.
Oh, I love
him. He knows how to work a crowd, man.
And they look like just 80s people.
Yeah, it does. Like, they all look like all just really, really 80s. Like, I kind of wish they went just like a little bit crazier with their costume design. Like, obviously, shit like this actually is pretty good. Mm-hmm. But I really wish they did that with their extras as well, because it's the extras that really...
Oh, yeah, like put silver hair or weird spikes on it.
Yeah, because, I mean, as much as, like, important as the main characters are in your perception of the future, it's really the extras that really make it the future.
But sometimes the mundane can be more scary than having it be futuristic, because having everybody look like a normal person,
fair enough,
can be really uncanny.
I do love this moment.
Oh my god,
he has that smile beforehand and then bam.
And his little smile after.
Don't forget to send me a copy.
Oh my god.
And the cards don't even help. Like, that's the funniest shit.
They
Like,
just
you would think,
let him go.
literally, you would think, because, like, if that happened today, like, the guards would just pull his ass away.
Oh,
yes.
I love this little old lady.
Not Betty White.
That's what you called her. Discount Betty White.
That's what my girlfriend called it when we were watching this for the first time, and she's like, yes, it totally is. But, yeah, no, dude, if, like, he stabbed that guy with a pen, like, that guard would be on his ass so freaking hard, but no, he just sits and watches him. And I think it's because, A, you're bigger than me, and your arms are the size of a redwood tree trunk. B, you're Arnold, so you're already, like, super charismatic, so I'm not gonna do anything.
Also, like, a lot of the time, like, in real life, prison guards are, like, super underpaid, like, people from disenfranchised areas, meant to guard people from completely different areas.
Yeah.
So that they don't have any sympathy. But,
although, to be fair,
you
like,
might have a hard job as a prison guard, and this hotshot lawyer who slick talks all over you, you might just hate him. They might just hate him.
Well, the other reason is,
These
like,
might just be some, like, poor rednecks who this hotshot lawyer comes and just is an asshole to every day, and they might be like, yes, finally one of these guys stabbed.
Well, see, it's this reason right here where they're showing, you know, the doctored footage of him, like, killing everybody at the Bakersfield massacre. Like, you would think he was, like, had, like, one of the most hateable faces in this universe. So you would think even the guard is, like, getting underpaid and all that shit, and he's like, look, this is the guy who, like, this is basically the guy who caused this universe's 9/11.
Yeah, but if one person you hated punched another person you hated in the face, you'd just be glad that somebody you hated got punched in the face. Also, I love that, I think we talked about that. I love in the doctored footage that the camera angles just go all over like a professional movie.
Right. And it just, yeah,
I love that. The one guy, the black guy who does the Shakespearean fuck you.
Yes.
Like, he knows bite your thumb, throw it on, like,
those little touches are really nice. I think you see him a little bit through the rest of the crowd.
Oh, yeah. But I liked his little thumb bite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was nice.
And then it's just, like, throw it out at him. Oh, that's really good. Oh, these ladies are just sizing him up.
Oh, yeah.
Which you're like, oh, God. The jumpsuit. But no, like, it's so weird that, you know, these ladies are, like, you know, sizing him up like that. And he's essentially been billed as, basically the guy who single-handedly, you know, caused this universe's 9/11.
Yeah, but he's hot, though. Like, remember the hot Boston bomber?
Oh, my God.
Do you remember the hot Boston bomber?
Yes. Oh, my God, you're right. Wow. They called that too, like...
Oh, even true crime fandom,
yeah,
serial killer stands, girls who have, like, crushes on Ted Bundy's. If you ever want to hit them with, apparently, the slur for their group, call them electric chairs.
Oh.
They hate that. But don't stand murderers. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize to electric chair girls.
Wow, so...
Fuck you.
That's just one more thing this movie got right about today.
People will stand.
Why do all
murderers?
Damn it! So, like, why do all these movies have to, like, get all the horrible things wrong or all the horrible things right and none of the cool shit right?
No.
Like, come on! Like, where are my flying cars and sex robots?
Sex robots are being developed right now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I'm talking, like, you know, like indistinguishable from humans, that kind of thing, and affordable.
No,
that's the other thing. Like,
they cost $10,000 and they look like a Disney animatronic.
No, I'll just hire
to put their vagina in a dishwasher.
I'll just, like, talk to my girlfriend and just be like, let's just hire a hooker.
Oh, man.
Like, fuck it, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Not worth that.
Oh, I love this scene.
Yes.
It's so weird. It's as if they found footage from, like, another movie. Like, there's a luge scene for no reason.
Yeah, no.
Like, they were originally going to make a luge movie, and they're like, I guess we have this.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. A black guy and a nerdy guy. Who's going to live to the end of an action movie? Jeez.
Oh, and it's worse. Right in the middle of the 80s.
Oh,
yikes.
yeah.
Worst case scenario. Wow, you have all of your incriminating footage in just, like, an unlocked drawer in your office.
That's what
Don't we have encryptions yet?
No. That's what I think of anybody who owns a password book. People have different passwords for each website and write it down.
Oh, wait, no, it makes sense.
That's
because in this no, that makes sense. In this universe, Killian is a boomer.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense now. Okay. I'll let that slide. That's fine. Plus, he's probably not that bright anyway.
No.
He just thinks that this facility is like impregnable, but well, whatever. Oh shit, this is so not good.
Oh man.
Arnold's just, again, Richard Dawson.
I
Just-
love him. He's
oh.
chewing the scenery. Oh, fuck this. This is when I had this fuck this movie moment. I think when he said that, I walked out of the room. And I got another drink. I like left and got a Guinness and then came back. Because I was so angry. I was so angry. This isn't Scary Movie 17. You don't fucking do that shit.
But he has to say it.
No, he does not. There's
No,
no
it's-
legal contract that says you have to just quote your other movies.
Oh, you know what? Honestly, like, you know what's even crazier? That Terminator, the first Terminator, only came out the previous year.
Oh my god! So it wasn't even like a cultural standpoint then. That they were just milking a franchise that was currently going on. It's not even like a callback to a classic yet.
Not yet. At that point, well, I mean, granted, Terminator did phenomenally well, but
It would be like if Josh Brolin was in a movie and I started saying like I'm inevitable, like just in the middle of a romantic comedy, just fucking throwing that out or something. I would leave the theater.
Well, to be fair, like, thankfully it did wind up being a classic, and now it's Arnold's like major catchphrase. So
I know, but it still hurts my
It
soul.
does. Like, what the fuck is this? Is this Underground Mad Max?
Oh man,
I don't know, but yeah, and I still really do like the fact that they make fun of that later on in Last Action Hero, where he just says, "I'll be back." Ha! I bet you did not expect me to say that. That's what you always say.
Oh yeah, and they've got the
The
raw footage
and
just there,
right next to it.
labeled clearly, just like fake news.
Well,
here.
Well, see, the labeling, that shit makes sense because you want to make sure that's all, because you want to make sure you have all your blackmail organized clearly, but you don't do it like unencrypted. Like you want to have if you're gonna do that, if you're really like techno paranoid and whatnot, and you're gonna have like little discs in there like that, have code names. It's only smart, you know.
Yeah.
Don't just put like the most blatant thing ever.
Oh.
God, these fucking people.
I love this woman. She's so sweet. Who she reminds me of?
Who?
Is Charlie Kelly's mom, Bonnie Kelly from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It kind of does. It's the hair, right?
It's the face, and she's a redhead. I just be like, oh, my Charlie boy. I hope you're not hurt or dead or smashed between two trains. And then when they pull apart the trains, your body's crushed between, and all your internal guts and organs spill out. Oh, Charlie.
That was a really long tangent, and I applaud you.
I like Old Lady House. It's one of my favorite episodes. But she reminds me of...
Well, it's my husband and my little boy, but I like my big men.
Oh.
Sub-Zero. Okay, yeah, so this is a big thing.
Oh, gosh, is when they have the anime villains come out.
Professor Sub-Zero. Now, apparently, this guy was actually a wrestler, like a professional wrestler. And now he's not actually a professor in real life, but his stage name was Professor Toru. So they just took the professor bit and added it as Sub-Zero, Professor Sub-Zero. So that's why he's got that. Apparently he was actually a sergeant in the U.S. Army and ran a dojo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah. Right? It's awesome.
Yeah.
Although he did kind of remind me of a little bit like Odd Job.
He does remind me a lot of Odd Job.
It's just that big, hulking, Asian bald man with just like a gimmick.
Oh, yeah, no, you definitely don't see a lot of big, strong Asian guys in U.S. cinema.
Yeah. Unless you're John Wick.
Yeah.
They actually did bring in an ex-sumo wrestler as one of the assassins.
Nice.
And it was awesome.
So you remember them when you play an Asian guy not as the nerd and you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah. It's good shit,
There's
man.
some big, strong, manly men coming out to hurt you. Yes, please. Okay.
Oh, and of course, back to...
Oh, Captain Freedom.
Yes. He's just like... I just
Why
love how
do
he doesn't give a shit about all the people crossing the frame.
Why do I feel like when they made Dr. Horrible and they made Captain Hammer, this was...
partially in mind.
Partially in mind. 'Cause you could see Nathan Fillion play him.
Actually,
if they did a remake, I would say Nathan Fillion as Captain Freedom.
You know what would be actually would be great? Now I really wish that Captain Hammer had Captain Freedom's mustache.
Oh,
Holy
Captain Hammer should have
shit.
had a mustache.
Like a big old porn
gosh,
stash.
you're right. He should have had a mustache.
The big, like,
that would have been
bushy,
hilarious. I don't know.
the bushy, like, hair comb porn stash.
Oh.
That would have been amazing.
No, that's phenomenal. I absolutely
Bets! Front runner is Sub-Zero! Not Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero. Oh my god. Actually, this scene would benefit. As much as I love the synth soundtrack for this movie.
The music's great.
This scene would be so much better if they just started playing the Mortal Kombat theme. But let's all remember, 1985, Mortal Kombat wasn't there yet. But if someone's going to do a fan edit.
I was bashing Alexa, but the best thing about her is whenever I'm in a fight with somebody, I can just say,
play
the
Mortal Kombat theme.
That is kind of nice.
Yeah.
I think that this scene with Arnold, with the hockey, with this action, this would be the scene that inspired the entire Batman and Robin movie.
No, totally. Like
just
this,
hands down.
right here, like between the puns, the ice skating, and the really bad writing and the weird dark lighting, like this is Arnold Schwarzenegger's demo tape for playing Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin, like straight up.
Batman and Robin improves it though by adding a dinosaur for the ice skaters to skate down.
And of course they well, I will admit the one thing that did disappoint me about Batman and Robin compared to this
it's
now.
nothing because it's a perfect film.
No, because Sub-Zero uses explosive hockey pucks. They just use a diamond.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Exploding hockey pucks is pretty bad.
Right?
Yes.
So that's the one thing that the Running Man probably does this better. And also, like, when you look at the
I want to know what this is, the Running Man home version.
I don't know what the hell.
The board game that you play, you, like, pick a card and it's like, somebody stabbed your genitals.
There's got to be...
Five.
Oh, there it is. Big old exploding hockey puck.
I love...
Fuck yeah. There's got to be some kind of fan version of that somewhere.
I would play that
like,
so bad.
Somewhere on Reddit, someone's written it up on a drunken or high stupor. They got a graphic designer friend to design it, and they just need the money to, like, actually make it a concrete thing.
I will give them their money. As I've said, I have a moderate amount of money that would completely disappear if I ever got in a real emergency.
Yeah.
But
that's what I would do.
Is enough to donate $50 to a Kickstarter.
Oh, dude, you kidding me?
And still be able to eat.
This is the reason why I wish I was rich, just so I could throw my money at stuff like weird stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, you have this idea? Here's some money. Make it a thing.
That happens sometimes. I'll get an email that'll be like, oh, I'm going to send you your free version of this comic book because you donated to my Patreon 17 years ago. And I'm like, oh.
Oh, this is so nasty, where he gets all... Why does he spin into it?
Because he secretly wants to die.
I do love the red
He should have quit while he was ahead.
Why didn't Arnold say that? Like, that was an easy one. Although I do love the red...
Cool off. Did you say cool off when you shoved him?
I don't think he did, which is also a shame. But I do really love the amber red lighting to make it... Because I'm pretty sure they're like, this is really gory. Can you tone it down? Like, and I'm pretty sure they just use the red lighting to, like, you know, give it a bloody look without it being overly bloody. Oh, and then there's this. Now, Plane Zero!
What does that mean? I've listed 5 other puns you could have used.
And they're way better than that stupid one.
Cool off. I've iced the bad guy. You know.
Here is
quit while you're ahead.
Here is Sub-Zero. Now truly a Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Like that would have been better actually.
Now you've pucked up would have been better.
Why can't they just redo this as the Punning Man?
The Punning Man.
Just do all. You know what? Actually,
any of the Mr. Freeze lines would have worked.
Yeah. Yeah. Allow me to break the ice.
Yeah, would have worked.
But you know what? Actually, like
the Iceman cometh.
I honestly wouldn't mind a. It has to be rated R because they need to go to all the way. But I wouldn't mind a present day remake of this only if they get Dwayne the Rock Johnson to star.
I'd watch that. I'd
That's
also
the only way because
push it a little more, just gore comedy.
Yeah.
Just 100% the special effects.
Yeah.
100% the jokes.
Yeah. Because honestly,
Be really campy.
and it'd be really fun because
embrace
Dwayne Johnson and Arnold Schwarzenegger are so comparable because they just win over audiences with their charm and likability and their just overall sense of fun and charisma, and to the point where you could cast them in literally the shittiest movie, but they will still be the most entertaining thing. I can still watch Batman and Robin because Arnold Schwarzenegger is so much fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So even when they're bad, they're still just so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
They're still entertaining. So I would love for them to just be like so explicit in that, sort of statement.
I still love Batman and Robin. It's like the least painful bad movie.
Until they whip out the Bat credit card.
But that's hilarious.
No, that's like...
No, when I talk about a painful bad movie, I talk about, like, terrible pacing, like Neil Breen walking through a desert for 40 hours. I've seen that. Having cringe joke after cringe joke after cringe joke. I'm subscribed to subreddit specifically to show me bad jokes like that. And to have a movie completely deliver on the cringe in such a reliable manner is a blessing on earth.
Oh man, Buzzsaw.
Oh, I love Buzzsaw.
Look at this guy.
Buzzsaw gets the best death. And it's not a heart attack, even though he looks like it.
He does. Like, he really looks like his face veins are just ready to pop
Like
blood.
when your face is redder than your hair. It's like weird.
Look, granted, it's partially because of the lighting, because there's a lot of amber red light in this movie.
Yeah, but I want to give this guy like some iceberg lettuce or something.
Right? And also like maybe, oh god.
And then this guy is hilarious.
Dynamo. And apparently that's him actually singing. He actually trained to be an opera singer.
Oh, he's really talented.
Yeah, but then they just like, I don't know what the hell these guys were smoking to think that this light up suit was amazing.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious, but I don't know what the hell they were smoking with that. They thought this. You know what? I bet they had an idea that was there like, we're gonna make like the coolest light suit you ever saw. Then they ran out of money and just like, we got to start shooting. Shit.
This is like the first time I did circuitry and I learned how to do like the blink sequence.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can make lights turn off and on whenever I want.
Oh, and then of course there's this. Like you mentioned slut shaming. It's like,
but it's
dude,
not even slut shaming. It's non-Puritan shaming.
It really is, because you're like, dude, for real, because she's been
like
let's
we're
really
not even gonna talk about her terrible morality.
Yeah, just like see some of the shit that they list about her. So here's where the announcer Phil talks all about
all of her evil deeds,
apparently evil things.
I love it. You know what her evil things remind me of is like in The Good Place where Chidi's trying to remember is like, oh, why do I go to hell? Oh, it's because I read an article that almond milk was bad for the environment, and then I bought almond milk the next day. God, I'm evil.
Cheated on her college exams, sexual relations with 2, sometimes 3 men in a year, and then met a Confederate, her lover. And I'm like, dude, this is just my college days.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Come on.
When they said 2 or 3 men, I thought it was going to be like, at a time?
Like,
in a year.
Oh, and you know what the other thing is when
like,
you see
what are you, the nuns from my high school? Fuck off.
Also, if you notice, like when she's on that skiv thing,
yes.
Her wrists are like 2 sizes too small for the braces that are holding her down. It's literally to the point like, why don't you just pull your hands out? You can clearly escape. Run. You are tiny.
Where are you gonna run to though? Another place in that hole? Are you just gonna stay in the luge track?
You can still like just work your way out before you get out or something. Like
climb back up to Killian?
Good point.
Yeah, where do you fucking go?
Well, my point.
Or do you just sit in the hole like it's the McDonald's playpen and your mom wants you to come out, but you know she can't get you if you just stay in your little tunnel?
Oh, still, it's just like that. Also,
Dynamo can't fit in there. Like
fair. But still, it's like you think you can just like it just doesn't really feel as tense as it should be when you could literally slip your hands out of those cuffs. That's really the point. Look at these computers too. Is this like this looks like NASA circa 1969.
Yes.
It's
I love old computers.
they
Old
were-
computers are amazing.
They were literally it was
I
literally
love
to
his fake gray lines,
the
dude.
Oh my god.
They remind me of when I was in a theater and somebody had to play someone over 50. They'd get those lines in their hair.
And you'll be on the ground.
Oh no.
Oh jeez, these
I love
stupid
it.
ass lines.
I love it.
love it. It's great. Now they gotta hide. But yeah, now see, this is the part this is actually the point in the movie where I realized it was Parker from Alien. Like when you see his face like actually hit the light in close up, you're like, oh my god, it's totally Parker from Alien. Right on, dude. How'd you escape the Nostromo and wind up here? It's probably because he wanted to party for whenever he got back to Earth.
He wanted a fucking movie he could drink.
I want to go home and party. I don't want this. I want to go home. But yeah, you mentioned like these two actors have to work through both of their accents through
love
the banter.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's really fun just going through. Over here! Oh shit, Buzzsaw's coming to fuck shit up.
I love the motorcycles too. That's
Dude.
another thing that was so cool in the 80s. That's also another thing that was in one of the Batman movies, right? An underground motorcycle chase scene.
Yeah, a really pointless one actually. You could
Yeah.
literally cut it out of the movie and it wouldn't
Aren't
make any
the Joel
difference.
Schumacher movies just Running Man but gayer?
Holy shit, that is a perfect description. It's the Running Man but gayer. And a lot more It's just the Running Man minus the running and more of the bat. And
Yes.
gayer.
Gayer.
Wow, that is a
Yes.
great description for this movie.
Yeah. And it was
Actually,
like Joel Schumacher was in the theater watching this and going, I wish I could watch this and a drag show at the same time, but I can't
he's gonna watch this and be like, I'm gonna make this better.
unless. But it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
They even have a Batmobile.
Oh, it's so cute because you can tell that they just took a go-kart and put like cardboard on it.
They welded some shit on, because as you saw like later in the movie, like when they're rocking it around and driving over junk piles and stuff. Like,
Okay, whether it's
I'm like, wow, they actually really built this well.
Alright, yeah, well, whether it's wood or metal, you can tell that they put.
Oh yeah, no, they just they literally slapped it together. I mean,
whether it's good material or not, I mean,
it's clearly
Adam
slapped
Savage could make it in 8 hours.
Probably. It's a one-day build.
It's a one-day build, absolutely.
That actually takes place in a one day.
Hey.
because as I've found out very quickly, almost none of his one-day builds take place within one day.
Oh, what
ever.
a liar. He
Well,
fooled us all again. First, he tricked me into thinking Jamie was his real friend.
no, are you kidding me? Like that's basically his tagline for one-day builds now.
Yeah.
Like one-day build. Builds that are almost never within one day. Why do we keep calling it that? Because it's catchy and awesome.
Yeah.
Oh shit, black guy down.
Yeah.
These guys are always the first to go in these movies.
R.I.P.
Nope. Come on, get to the chopper. Oh my god, look
man.
at Buzzsaw. Like,
Man, like, I don't know how he's not currently having a heart attack. He looks like he's currently having a heart attack.
I want to say that I forget what the actor's deal was, but I want to say he didn't live too much longer, because as you know, like with a lot of professional wrestlers and big burly tough guys like this and bodybuilders, they usually die of heart attacks early on because their hearts grow so big and they just can't take the strain and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
It happens, and I'm pretty sure it happened to that actor. I forget exactly. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
Google that shit, you viewers, and tell me in the comments.
That's sad. He does look like the type of guy you'd see on, like, a nothing but red meat type diet.
Yeah. And just, like, owning his, like, macho, crazy, manic manliness.
Oh my gosh, that's sad, and I feel bad for making fun of him now.
No, dude, like
but it's a thing.
he's living it up, man.
Yeah.
It's good. Oh, I love it. You get a gift, and you get a gift.
I want the Running Man Home Edition so bad.
I gotta look up.
Was that merch in the 80s?
If it is,
Gen Xers, please comment.
I want to check that out, dude.
Please let me know if you have a copy.
Honestly, even if that, I will gladly like try to make like a prop replica as just the box.
I don't want the box. I want a board game.
You want the board game?
I want to play a board game with my friends.
That does. You know what?
What do you do? Do you get like 3 rounds in advance if you're the running man, and then you become the stalker and you just roll dice and you try to catch up to them?
I have no idea. We'll have to. You know what? Like, if it doesn't exist, we'll just have to make our own.
We'll have to make it.
Because that sounds
Pitch
like
me
a lot of
rules.
fun, man. That'd be really good. Actually, like, if we can, like, we could probably try to get one for like the 40th anniversary or something like that.
Oh, that would be dope.
Yeah, dude. Like that. Come 2025. 2025. The Running Man.
Home edition.
Home edition.
Like I said, this is becoming a Let's Play channel.
Very slowly, isn't it? You're really trying to push in that direction.
Hey, you know what? I just want to play games with you. Oh, I am looking up on BoardGameGeek.com.
Yeah.
Running Man the Home Edition.
Yeah.
Does it exist?
And?
A board game based on the 1987 science fiction movie. One player's runners, the other's is stalkers. There's an 8x8 grid. 4 main locations. Gosh, it doesn't tell me any of the rules. It's just telling me the plot to the movie. I feel like...
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Look at it. I love how the fact that the blocking in this fight scene is so awkward. Like, you can tell that the 2 actors are just tensing their muscles and just, like, holding themselves in not very realistic spots. Like, like they're just dancing around with a prop chainsaw and whatnot, but it's just like none of this blocking makes sense whatsoever. But it's awesome. Oh, shit, yes.
So one player is all of the runners. One player is all of the stalkers. It's 2 players, no more, no less.
Oh, okay.
You get more stalkers added as the game goes on. Like, you can either get a new stalker by having, if Sub-Zero's killed, you get, like, Dynamo and Buzzsaw, otherwise, like, they come in on Rule 10. I love this.
I love this saw. It's part of me.
Oh, my God. It's terrifying.
He's living it. Oh, my God. I love how much he just jumps into this role. It's amazing.
You just throw more guys at the runners until they die or they can make it to the satellite, and that's the game.
Seriously, like, this blocking should not make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It's just 2 guys slowly grappling with a chainsaw.
Yeah, but it ends in such a satisfying way. We don't give a shit.
I love this. That's all right.
Keep it. Oh my God. Chainsaw to the balls, man.
Oh, man. Now it's really a part of you. God damn.
Jesus.
That's one of the best kills. Dick kills are always the best.
Yeah,
I talk about Battle Royale a lot in this episode when the girl stabs the guy like 17 times.
There's like a lot of cock shots in this movie.
Oh,
really,
yeah.
Like at the end of the day. It's really fun. I mean, I guess you could... Oh boy. Here we go. Dynamo. He's about to make his kill. Because as you know, because also I really love these early computer graphics. Like this was the future. Now we got holograms in our movies. Why is there
a random... in 80s movie, why are there always random pictures? Like just grids and floating orbs on their computer
Because that was
screen.
cutting edge at the time.
It's just having a screensaver?
Yeah, pretty much.
That has nothing to do with anything that's going on.
Oh, he did.
Rip.
So, looks like the nerd bought it first. I actually remember when you watched this the first time, you thought the black guy was going to go first.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I said I knew that both of them were going to die. I guessed that the black guy would die first and then the nerd.
Oh, shit.
I love that. But you're right. They definitely read up the scenes for the violent scenes.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. Hey, Lighthead! Hey, Christmas tree! He does look like a Christmas tree. That's also his demo tape for...
He looks like my junk drawer. That's what he looks like. It's like wires and shit.
although,
He looks like when I took apart my Furby, and that's what it was.
although that line, "Hey, Christmas tree here," that was literally his demo tape for Jingle All the Way.
Fuck you.
Bum bum ba bum 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 bum. Of course.
Imagine if you could make Wagner uncool.
Oh, you can.
And your name is Dynamo.
You can. But,
What was I even saying?
Oh, I
was gonna
forget.
Say something about screensavers and 80s.
Oh yeah,
tech,
the stupid
I
like.
don't even remember now.
It was the
No, the red scene. I was gonna
Yeah.
say. In Kill Bill.
Oh
they did the
yeah.
whole thing black and white because he didn't want to censor it, so he just turned it black and white.
Yep.
I bet there's original undoctored, super gory footage of this. That
There
they
probably
turned
is.
Into red scale.
Oh shit. See what I mean? Like that shit might have been like really slapped on, but I will say they did make it do a lot of
I'm
punishment
not
for
convinced
this.
that's not a model.
That might be actually.
Yeah.
Because
A
you know,
miniature or something.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a model or like a full scale model. Because this is the '80s. They did crazy shit like that back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Go to commercial. I really do love that. Go to commercial. Go to commercial. I'm down.
Oh, what a whiny bitch.
Yep, but he doesn't kill whiny bitches.
Dynamo is such an incel.
Yeah, he is.
Fuck
He's
Dynamo.
probably he's actually like he's weirdly my least favorite and favorite like stalker in this movie.
Yeah, you want to see his ass get kicked.
Yeah.
There's some depth to him just being a coward on the inside. It's building a bastard.
Mhm.
A true unlikable character. Somebody who's sleazy. The heroes usually let them go and they come back and be sleazy. Like he threatens the girl later on.
No.
I'll show you dickless. And,
Also, I do have an
I
affinity for
hate
Wagner.
him.
Also, I do have an affinity for Wagner, and the fact that he actually sings, bit of respect there. So he's weirdly my favorite and least favorite stalker at the same
for
time.
the actor, but Dynamo can get a
Oh yeah,
mouthful of his
yeah,
ass.
totally, totally. Well, don't worry because later on he dies by water in his tidy whities.
Oh yeah,
That is the saddest death I've seen of a killer in a movie.
and it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying.
Oh shit, he's gonna have his dying words.
Buzzsaw took care of my traveling arrangements.
Oh my god, this movie.
Traveling arrangements are your last words. Fuck off.
I mean, at least he went out like a real boss going up against the xenomorph.
Yeah.
You know, in the last one, but this is so. Although I do I really love how they have to go into the old cliche of closing his eyes when they die.
Rip.
So,
Whatever your name was, you will be missed.
I keep forgetting his name throughout this entire movie.
No, they don't say his name. They say Weiss like 32 times.
Yeah, Weiss gets all Weiss
he just
the
gets
white
name repeats.
Weiss the white guy,
guy.
man.
So I'm gonna look whatever black is in German.
Oh,
that's
now-
his last name now. Canonically.
See, now we
in my
know.
head.
Now we really know that it's the '80s. Fucking Christ.
Yeah, and they mention Weiss's job too, like your school teacher friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Uh huh.
He saved your life.
And of course
But what was his name?
I forget.
I'm so bad at remembering names in movies.
Yep. Oh, and of course now that because like he's killed not one but two of his stalker champions, he's gonna try to cut him a deal. He's like, "Hey, you're really good at killing. Want to work for me? We'll give you a condo with a beachfront. Full pardon. I wouldn't either.
No.
I wouldn't want to. I would either want to die standing up or try to, just shove a Glock in this guy's mouth.
Yeah, no, not having to work for him.
Fuck it.
No.
Actually, it would have been really smart for Arnold to do? Like, if this was like the real world, he should take the deal and then wait for just the right moment to backstab him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love characters like that. Ones who don't, like, completely stand with their morals. They're kind of utilitarian.
I do really love this threat, though. But I hope you leave enough room for my fist, and because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine! Ah!
Just smashes it.
That is one of the greatest, that is like the funniest, most awkward threat from Arnold Schwarzenegger that I've ever heard, and it's awesome.
Oh, man.
It's just like the wording doesn't work, but he just goes with it, and just punches with such gusto that I'm like,
I'll make you eat that contract, but after you eat the contract, you better not eat too much because in your stomach, my fist is coming, and then my fist is going to break your. It's just too many steps, Arnold.
I know, but
the connection from here to here to here.
Damn it, he makes it work. Oh hell!
Fireball.
Yep. Jim Brown, everybody.
Now, as somebody who did go to college, as a young woman, I can tell you that Fireball is deadly, and that you should stay away from it.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Man,
those were some interesting times.
Fireball is a fantastic. But I cannot drink it anymore because I just get PTSD.
It's not bad when you mix it. Like
no, it's not bad at all. But there are certain flavors for each person, and when they drink that was what was big when they were in college. And I feel
Jaeger. Oh God.
Jaeger for some people. For me, actually, it is more hard cider.
Yeah.
I used to get really drunk off of hard cider when I was in college. But for a lot of girls, it's Fireball. You cannot have that ever again.
Not even with like a cream soda mix?
No, because you have flashbacks of everything else you've ever done while drinking Fireball.
Maybe you should light it on fire.
Oh, that would be fun.
Use this guy with just a straight up, flamethrower.
Oh, I love Agnes.
Yes.
Non-Betty White.
Non-Betty White. Oh my God, I fucking love this. Where the coolest part is like she totally just like takes
tough one.
she's so sweet.
Oh, she's so
But she
cute.
totally like takes away like the popular notion, because she's like being the voice of reason. Like everyone knows that Ben Richards is gonna be the one to make the next kill. Like he's just on a good winning streak, so I'm just gonna go with my gut. And then of course she just adds on this amazing thing.
It's so like. Oh, he's one mean motherfucker. Oh, that's so cute.
I love it.
So cute.
That's some senior citizen goals.
Yeah, it's like, you don't give a fuck anymore. But yeah, that's so disempowering for the network.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I really love the fact that she just completely like just speaks for the crowd and says, no, he's gonna be the one to win. Mm-hmm. He's a mean motherfucker.
Or at least gets the next kill.
Yes,
at
absolutely.
Least Fireball's not badass enough for him.
No. I mean, to be fair, as cool as like fire is and how visually interesting,
it's not very fast kill.
Well, that, and it's not as like crazy and manic as Buzzsaw.
Yeah.
Like, because as you can see, Fireball is a much more stoic character, one who's a little bit more about controlling his elements. And
I kind of like the guy. Yeah.
But I really do love the fact that he, because it's the 80s, he needs to have the safety goggles for sort of thing. Because honestly, it would be really great if he wore the gas mask like Pyro from Team Fortress 2.
Oh, yes! Yes,
that
my
would be,
man.
I feel like that would be so much better. Also, like, it's crazy because we know how he goes out. Like, he gets blown up and burned to a crisp. But you would think a guy named Fireball would be wearing a flame retardant suit.
You would think.
You would think that, but remember, 80s action movie logic.
So he's gonna wear his PPE goggles in case he's like welding something very small. In case he's at a wall saw and he needs to cut a piece of glass.
I will give him this though: the pink flames are really cool.
I do like the
pink flames.
Yeah, whatever they're doing with the graphics.
You know what? I bet like between this is some awesome gay imagery actually. He's got a silver suit
and he's actively flaming.
He's actively flaming. Got a silver suit with pink flames, silver and pink.
Oh, I love it,
dude.
I love it.
He is good.
Now I feel bad that he died. It's like a gay black man just trying to kill some
alleged criminals. With pink
All
flame.
You have to do, by the way, in real special effects to create any color flame is just Google it real quick. Different elements will create different fire types.
Yep. I know. I've
magnesium will be green, I think.
Yep. I know. There's like a lot of magic books that you can get certain colors with ice purple alcohol and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
You can get purple flames. You can get green. You can get blue. without it getting too ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Once something's set on fire, though, it's just about the heat. But...
Yeah. But, oh man,
I'm mad. You just made him like this.
I made him way cooler than he has any right to be now.
I already liked him the best because he just seems like focused and not like a sadistic psycho.
He doesn't have bulging like eyeballs and popping.
He's not maniacally laughing. He's just like, I've got my flamethrower. Gonna go kill some bad guys.
Yep.
This is my job.
Maybe light a cigarette with my flamethrower. Maybe not. Actually, I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't have like a stogie.
Yeah, that's because he's there to do the job. He lights the stogie in the locker room afterwards.
Or honestly, I think it's because Arnold's like, no, that's mine. The stogie is my bit.
Is like, what if I lit a cigarette with that? And the producer's like, oh, that's so cool. And Arnold's like, no, that is my role. Mine.
I am the one who gets the stogie. Oh, hey, check it out, Evil Dead. But no, it's not Evil Dead. It's apparently the winners of the last season. What?
Yeah, I didn't catch on to this when we were watching.
Yeah, well, because like they had...
Because they don't really show... If she hadn't found that...
Well, because they...
wouldn't have made...
Yeah, because, well, I mean, they showed, like, the last season's convicts out at a condo with a couple women around their arms and whatnot saying, hey, you could probably win this if you play the running man. But in reality, it's just like you find out, like, oh, that was all probably just CGI and doctored footage and whatnot, and they're all just like rotting corpses now.
Which is kind of shy in the neoliberal age where you do a little good so that people get off your back about the millions of terrible things you do. I'm like, it would just be cheaper to actually give them the condos. Like, it would. It would be more reasonable to just one guy every once in a while wins their freedom.
Yeah. No.
But they're committed to being evil.
Yeah.
They care more about being evil than making profits, which just doesn't make sense in 2019.
Oh, God. How about the light?
Oh, gosh.
Yes. Actually, that is really cool.
Oh.
Although he doubles down with, what a hothead.
It's just the gas. It turns me on. But surely, Seymour, if you do not help me, I'll be gone.
Damn it. There it is again. Like, look, like you can have you had one already. You don't need one, you don't need two.
He couldn't decide.
He couldn't decide.
Oh.
But I do really love the fact that, well, I mean, it's also crazy that Fireball, as focused as he is and as cool as we made him out to be, he essentially died just like Bane in Batman. You just pull the plug and just like, no, you pulled the very visible tube in the back. My one weakness. Oh, I love this. I won't do it. I won't wear this stupid outfit anymore. You look at him like when he walks, you hear all the clankings and how he's acting towards it. He's like, I won't do it. I won't wear this shitty costume anymore.
I bet that was candid as well.
Like, honestly, that feels like what it is. It's like, I won't do it. I won't wear this stupid costume anymore. This is some Flash Gordon early shit. I'm not taking this. I'm Jesse Ventura.
This isn't Comet TV at 4 in the morning.
Because he really does look stupid in that outfit. Look at it. It honestly looks like a really cheap vacuum formed, like, solid piece that they threw just a couple Gribblies on and called it a day.
My high school theater department made better props.
Probably. I honestly believe it. Because, like, look at that shit.
Love it. All and the way he knives just on the front.
And the way he walks, like when you hear the
just 17 toasters on his back.
It's like, what the hell?
Captain Brave Little Toaster. Here we go. Bless your soul.
Little Toaster. He is the oh my God.
Weaknesses are clowns and giant magnets.
Can we watch an alternate animated version of the Brave Little Toaster voiced by Jesse Ventura?
I want a version of the Brave Little Toaster that's like live and on Broadway, so they have to make these costumes. I need a real woman just being a cassette tape where the two rolls of the cassette tape are her bra. Like, I need them to have to manufacture them and then just sing the B-movie song.
Oh, fuck this. Like, they died as patriots. Oh, that's third act problems.
I said that's a very Broadway.
It is Broadway, isn't it? It is Broadway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and now this shit, when I first saw it, I'm like, this is, like, even from, like, 1985 standards, and this is some horse shit. Like the rendering and the pseudo stuff like that's going on here. Like, okay, look, granted, we do have some shit like this in 2019, but do you know how many artists it takes and how many man hours it takes to render that shit?
What, like deep faking?
Yeah, dude.
I've heard that people can just do that for porn though now.
Yeah,
I heard that it's gotten to the point where you couldn't do it fast enough to switch live TV. But if you really wanted your favorite porn to have, like, Jennifer Lawrence, let's say we were talking about that before that, like, that face, you can do that. And there was actually a guy who just deep faked Henry Cavill without the mustache onto
really?
Henry Cavill from Justice League, and his deep fake
looks better than
just photoshopping, block cutting his mustache.
So bad.
Which is what they did with their mustache. I can do that in Photoshop.
Right.
I can copy paste a bit of skin from here on to there.
Yeah.
I am not a digital artist.
But
I dropped out of digital art because I sucked at digital art, but I could do better than official DC.
But see, obviously, like, they're just got the actual actors to do this part, and, clearly these are just, like, stunt doubles that are, within this universe, they're just doubles with their faces matted over digitally for the public and whatnot. But I'm like, look, granted, we can do that. We've got some amazing de-aging technology today and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
But do you know how many man hours it takes to do that stuff? And how much research and development that you need to go into that?
You can never fake it live.
No, well, I mean...
and it's not instant. The computer doesn't do it. You have to alter these things as you go.
Yeah, it's so... Like,
Otherwise,
I don't care how good you're, like, how much
you get some weird glitch where they think his hand is his face and it goes over his hand or something like that.
Because, again, we've got really good technology. We could probably fake this, but we'd have to tape it first. And we'd have to have, like, an entire body and facial scan, like, super high-res scans of Arnold and Amber's face to lay over these, doubles that they kill.
So even more realistically, if they were running around for a bit more and they pre-recorded this and they had time to edit it.
Yeah.
And then they ran around for 2 hours and then they inserted the scene later.
Yeah. That would have worked too,
would make sense.
Yeah, but for live TV, we do, even today, we're nowhere near that kind of...
They can't even censor out a nip slip for live TV? Come on.
That's actually, you know what? I bet that's a standard these days. You can show all this bloody violence, and you can say fuck and shit and whatnot, just not like super repetitively or anything. But if you show a nipple, we're off the air.
A female presenting nipple.
Fuck that shit.
Oh, man.
Just...
You're getting way too political with this episode. This is a shitty Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Well,
this is not a deep dystopia that casts real questions onto our beliefs.
It's not. You're totally right, but
You're just very angry.
Well, I am angry, but it's also a movie that is, what 1985 thought 2019 would look like.
Yeah.
So it's mostly that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, no, free the nips. Free those nips, and ladies.
I'm gonna have an alternate. You have a Free the Nips campaign. I have a new campaign called Men Put Your Fucking Shirts On. I'm sorry. The fact that I can't have a spaghetti strap showing out of my bra, but another guy who works with me can wear a muscle shirt, and I can see his. I don't want to see side boobs, men. I don't want to see your gross, smelly, unshaven armpits. If we don't get nipples, you don't get nipples. Nobody should have their shirts off in public. What the fuck, dudes? Put your clothes on if it's not a swimming pool. I'm sorry. Cage the nips is my movement.
Yeah, see, this is what...
Equality is what we're both fighting for. But.
Exactly, and this is why I have, like, a strict clothes optional rule at my place. Like, and that goes for all people, for all body types, because I care. That's just how I just want people to be comfortable. And be able to, let loose when they want to, that sort of thing.
And that's why that should be standard for your home.
Pretty much, dude.
And when you're a 60-year-old man and you're jogging down the sidewalk, maybe invest in this thing called a tank top that exists. And, shorts that go past your knees, maybe.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying, is if I can't wear a sports bra, I don't want to see your saggy man boobs.
Like, just... If
you've got boobs and you're a man... Boob rules apply to you.
That's actually a really good method. Oh,
that one's good, or the other one I do is any situation where a man doesn't have to wear a shirt.
Yeah.
a woman should be able to go just bra. I should
Yeah.
be able to mow my lawn in a bra. It's hot.
Yeah, especially these days.
I don't care how hot I am. I care how hot the temperature is, and that's my only focus.
Pretty much. Although, sadly, as you can see, because, well, and these women get onesies, but they don't get bikinis.
I like their little weird belly button holes.
Yeah.
It's not a midriff. It's just a hole with your belly button.
I guess it's because it was still written by a lot of boomers who thought the navel was kind of
The
scandalous.
navel was sexy. Like, not the whole midriff. Just like
the
a
navel.
circle with your belly button.
And apparently
Britney
that was...
Spears hadn't come in and freed the navel. Was that a movement in the 70s?
I
Boomers,
don't know.
please comment. Was free the navel a thing?
You know there's no boomers listening to podcasts. Podcast? What's that? It's like a radio show, but different. Well, okay. You know, I doubt I could ever get any boomer to listen to this. No. Gen Xers, maybe. Especially for the older movies like this.
Oh, yeah.
But definitely not them.
I know some Gen Xers who listen.
Oh, really?
They've told me to drink more. They've told me to drink more.
Drink more. Drink more. We have quotas to make. That's from The Matrix.
What are we even doing? What is this episode?
I don't know.
Usually we have such intelligent commentary to discuss.
Well, this is a stupid movie,
yes.
so...
Like in The Matrix, we're like, oh, what about numerology? What about philosophy? What about the bundle theory of the self and Agent Smith's, like, and here we're like, nipples, I guess.
Fuck the stalkers' families, man. They're getting paid.
Oh,
Like, they got a whole bunch of benefits. You know that. Like, they're under government contract practically.
Oh, this is like whenever the Police Foundation shows, like, calls
Look
me
at
and
those!
gives
Look
money.
at those graphics, man.
Oh, man.
Honestly, it feels like the it
That
feels
was
like
mean. I
flight
don't mean that.
controllers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the flight controller systems haven't changed it at all.
Oh, yes.
This is clearly not edited at all. We're showing you just the facts, and not that we're going to be showing you this edited, albeit true, point of view.
Running Man is fake news. Sad.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, as much as like they show like what actually happened. I mean, legit, they're showing what actually happened. Like they showed that
It looks just as fake.
it does.
It absolutely looks just as fake.
It looks just as fake. And people, honestly, if I'm watching this, I'll be like, well, how do we know this is real? Like, how do we know that just, you know...
You can just doctor footage.
Yeah.
You can just doctor
Not
footage.
to mention with the kind of, you know, rotoscoping and, you know, digital enhancement
Weird
technology
that
they
we've
have,
been
like...
showed in this universe.
Like, if they have that, then what can we trust in this universe? I guess it's just because Arnold is so charismatic, and the fact that he delivers the line, "I will not fire on innocent women and children," so convincingly that we're just going to trust that footage.
Like, and that's just such a scripted line, too. I guess we'll just make nihilist jokes and be defeatist and accept the apocalypse. That's what everybody I know does. So, the apocalypse is coming. Why should I recycle? I'm gonna die anyway.
Honestly, I think the movies...
Fuck those people.
Bullshit! I honestly think that I really love this, is showtime.
Oh, God damn
Yes.
it. Arnold.
Yes.
Blood of bliss.
but
Fucking soul.
But but you know what? Honestly, I think we can just distill this movie's message. Just trust Arnold.
Just Arnold.
That's, I think, the real moral of the
Really,
story.
it is handsome muscle guy. Shoots things. He good. He hero.
Yes.
He great.
He like you like
Suit man bad.
I do really like this moment here where she actually gets a chance to kill the guy.
Oh yeah.
So we mentioned before, like the guards are very Nazi looking. Oh shit!
I fucking hate this incel piece of shit.
Oh god!
I hate Dynamo.
He's just so
I hate
pathetic.
him.
Do you notice like the plastic chin strap that perfectly forms over his knot neck? Oh, cock shot!
God.
Cock shot! And then of course, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the guards that they have. They're actually the guards. They maybe look like Nazis here, but those helmets are actually baseball batting helmets.
Oh, that's great.
I love it. Oh God,
Yeah,
really?
that's so sleazy.
No, please.
Stop doing that.
Stop it. No. Ew! Why? Oh, I saw right up Main Street.
Oh God.
Seriously. And of course, he's defeated by
A water sprinkler.
water. Wow.
Oh man.
That hasn't been done before. and not just water, but not
so
not
Dynamo's that guy on Reddit who came on that Rainbow Dash figurine every day for a year. That's what I that's my headcanon. Is that's Dynamo.
Well, he honestly just like has like two great movie villain deaths combined into a horrible cocktail. He has the Emperor's electrocution death and the Wizard of Oz the Wicked Witch of the West death with water.
He's so pathetic.
Yeah.
Like, he begs for his life the first time they let him go, and then he like comes up on like the weakest member, and she still kicks his ass, and it's like, oh, you're sad.
And everyone's just watching.
And you just die in your
I love how
ways.
just everyone's like not really helping or choosing a side. They're just like waiting to see who wins.
I mean, if this was on TV, that's what you'd do. You'd just be like, time for some drama.
Just like, what the hell's gonna happen next?
That's just me whenever I see people fighting, is I just sit and I watch.
Oh, I guess that's truly the idea of being a moderator.
Yeah.
I love this. One of us is in deep trouble.
Oh.
Oh, and then of course he's like, oh shit, thank God. Thank God. I don't have to deal with them. You, big guy, you deal with them for me and solve all my white people rich powers.
They're all rich white people.
Well, all my rich white people problems. Just, I'm paying you. You take him out. Arrest him. And the guy's just looking at him like, nope.
Yeah, he's
nope.
like... Sven
Later.
doesn't get paid enough for this.
Later.
Sven's going home.
Bye. Well, yeah, he ought to be pissed. Like, dude, you killed my two friends. You lied and destroyed my career and put me 18 months in a prison. And you did it all for ratings? You should be governor.
And this is the best reality show you have got.
Actually, that's true. You'd think they'd have a lot more shows to watch.
That's the thing about these fighting to the death reality show games is you think that the shows would be better.
Or just more diverse, you know?
Yeah.
You'd be able to change the channel and watch some other shit.
Yeah,
It's not quite like Truman Show where it's like the thing. Like it's the one thing where, like, you know, you have an infinite amount of money to shoot this radically amazing idea. This isn't really that radically amazing.
No.
Like, it's not as transcendental
I've
as
heard that
Truman
it's
Show.
actually based off of a Japanese TV show.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Where people
Wait
get tortured. And whoever can last the longest wins, like, the pot of money.
Oh, shit.
I've heard that there's an actual real reality TV show that inspired this.
Oh, my God. I mean, I know that American Gladiator was a big influence on this.
Oh, yeah.
Big influence. But it is kind of fun to see, you know, the Botox at work.
And then, as always, not all these people are looking for modern things. People have revamped Gladiators for years and years and years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah. And they probably will till the sun burns out of the sky.
Yes.
But I do have one question. When he does get to the end here, and he flies all the way down
and do his, like, wolf cola.
Why doesn't that happen to all the runners? You know, you'd think that would happen to all of them.
Yeah, why just him?
I don't know.
Everybody else gets shot out normally.
Just for this line.
Down.
Just for that line.
I hate that line. I'm gonna go drown myself. Goodbye.
Oh, it's so
Fuck
bad.
this movie.
And you know what's really bad? Like, you would think that he could have had a really good
I know
time.
where that is, by the way.
Oh, really?
That's the Orlando airport.
No kidding.
Yeah, they've got a hotel inside the airport.
Huh.
When I went to Disney World, I ended up stuck in that airport for about 3 hours.
Wow.
Just sitting around. But yeah, they've got this big fountain in the middle, and then it's like this pyramid, and the elevators go up, and there's a hotel inside the airport. So you can land in Orlando and then live in the airport.
Cool.
But that's what that is.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And of course,
without all the Disney figurines.
It's not really an 80s movie without, like, a really cheesy, you know, 80s pop song to play over the romance at the end.
Main boy, main girl, please kiss now.
Yeah, because apparently we're just gonna, you know, bash them together, like face mash each other
bash
like
them
a bunch of lifeless action figures, because that's what we did in the 80s. Like, they have no
They
reason
both
to.
win, so they get the boy and they get the girl.
Whatever.
They
fine.
deserve love, even though they have no chemistry. They just deserve each other.
Actually, you know what I really love?
Hottie of the opposite sex is your reward for winning.
No, actually, you know what I really love? I love how the movie Speed with Keanu Reeves kind of distilled that notion, where they're like, look, like, he's like, we probably shouldn't do this because relationships
that start in
intense circumstances
never last.
And they're like, yeah, that's great. We'll have to base it on sex then. So they're like, you know what? Like, we're just caught up in the heat of the moment. Let's fuck. And then, like, if we're going to be together, we'll be together. But ultimately, we might go our separate ways, and we're cool with that.
Yeah.
Like, we'll take that.
Just let each other fuck. They know.
Yeah.
Gosh, we got weirdly deep for this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was funky.
It's a funky movie, man. Like, it's clearly it's not a very smart movie. It has potential to be a smart movie, but they just didn't. The writing and the dialogue was really corny and really stupid.
A lot of dystopias from, I think, the 80s to the 2000s kind of came out of this post-Orwellian dystopian creation where they're based off these dystopias that are based off of communism, but the looming threat that communism might take over America is pretty much gone by the late 80s.
It's not just communism, yes, but also Reaganomics was also a big scare in the 80s.
Yeah.
Which now they're like totally justified because we are really reaping the horrors of those seeds.
Yeah. But a lot of these dystopias are like a totalitarian government that censors everything, and freedom of speech and it's very...
Or we're just like... Or they go the other route with Huxley and they just overstimulate you. Kind of like this. They pacify their audiences with, schmaltzy entertainment like this. Mindless, crazy action. But, yeah, so it's...
But it's almost a time... I don't know. You might be right with the 80s and Reaganomics. I feel like a lot of dystopias can feel detached. Like, they're creating the evilest dystopia they can, worried more about how evil they can make it, more than how relevant they can make it.
Yeah, because I really think that there is a really smart action sci-fi thinker piece with this sort of thing.
That almost, if they toned it down and made it more realistic,
with some more poignant satire.
But everyone was such a mustache twirler in this.
It was, well, that's the thing.
It's fun.
They're like, you know what? It's fun regardless because of that, because of the charisma and charm and just the batshit insanity that they throw at us.
You fucking love Captain Freedom and
you
love
fuck
Killian.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, they're love to hate villains.
And of course Arnold is just great. Even he just lives up his one-liners, which is great. But yeah, honestly, it actually reminds me of another Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Total Recall. Yeah. Where you clearly have a smart, satirical, sharp movie, but you throw it literally all out the window for, crazy batshit fun special effects with mustache twirly villains and Arnold's signature charisma. You throw all of that smart shit out of the window for some really dumb fun.
You can almost watch the writer who had an intelligent film get bantered by production to add this or that, and you're like,
because have you watched Total Recall? Yeah, cause it's there's a really smart thing about identity and reality, and you don't know what's what, but at the end of the day, it's just a really dumb, fun, quirky science fiction action movie.
Yeah.
And I'm okay to be watching it.
And weirdly enough, it's kind of messed up enough today, or at least there's so much discussion about how much it's messed up.
Yeah.
That you can project onto anything if we're talking about dystopia.
Oh, yeah.
So, we will be taking a break next episode from sci-fi.
Yeah, we're...
unfortunately, to me, that's the only genre that's
out
there.
Oh, trust me. Believe me, I believe that sci-fi has more potential to reveal who we are as a species than any other genre.
Which is why you should watch more Black Mirror.
I should.
It's Twilight Zone for the 21st century, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look at it, man, because...
Some episodes are skippable, but if something doesn't appeal to you, each one's a one-off.
Yeah, that's
so
the...
just skip
that's what I've been
Miley
told.
Cyrus one. Just... She wanted to be in an episode. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's not worth an hour of your time.
Right. Yeah. But overall thoughts about Running Man?
I love it. I hate it. I want to stab myself in the head, and yet
I know you want to read the book now.
I do. It was a Stephen King novel. I'm curious to see how it was adapted. I'm curious to see if it was a really serious novel before this.
I'm pretty sure it was a lot more serious because, again, like Total Recall, I feel like, oh, we got Arnold? Shit, we got to restructure it to be, you know, more like Commando. You know?
Yeah.
Because that's, I mean, and to be fair, I'm not mad that they did because that just makes a more entertaining movie.
I read a lot of the books after I watch movies.
Yeah.
I am one of the few people who thinks that watching the movie first is better.
Oh, really?
I think it's better paced. I think you can introduce yourself to it. If you read a book and then watch the movie, your experience of the movie will just be like, oh, this isn't this isn't in the book. They skipped this part, but books are always longer. So if you watch the movie first, you go, oh, here's all this extra footage. Like with Battle Royale, if you read the book.
Yeah.
All 42 students get a backstory.
Right.
Because the book is 600 pages long.
Yep. See,
and there's a lot of Bruce Springsteen in it.
Yeah. That's why I really, really hate the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire adaptation, because it's a 2-hour movie for an 800-page novel with literally some of my favorite things that J.K. Rowling brought to that universe.
But if you had watched the movie first, it's a perfectly good movie. And then you get extra bonus footage when you read the book. So it's almost nicer to watch the movie first and then to get all the details and the backstory, especially when you already know the plot and you already know the main structure.
You have like a lot of it, but I still think just on a film as its own, Goblet of Fire is still like one of the lesser ones in the entire series, just in my opinion, because I've actually rewatched the entire series just watching it strictly from a filmmaker's perspective and ignoring what was in the books. And yeah, Goblet of Fire still came out as a lot lesser.
Might be because that was the first really long book she wrote. Like the first 3 were kind of read in an afternoon.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's your favorite Harry Potter movie? Just on 3.
The movie? I would probably go to Chamber of Secrets.
Azkaban.
Azkaban is another really great one.
I might just be because I'm a sucker for watching the same scene twice and in different points of view. Like I love Rashomon stuff, so the time travel scene, watching that again and watching that all put together, that blew my mind as a kid. Is all these little tiny details from the entirety of the film and going like, oh, that's where the rock came from. Holy fuck.
I love Chamber of Secrets the most because that was the first step in its darker material. Like the first one is like is sort of that perfect blend of kid-friendly and dark peril, sort of like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah.
But 2 was just longer. It was better. It had like that mystery element within it, and of course, the Basilisk fight is just like one of my favorite things ever.
We'll need to rewatch that and see if the CG holds up with that snake.
We're
on a Harry Potter tangent. I doubt that it does.
It doesn't, but I still love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, favorite out of all the movies, it's probably Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
Close second, though, Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Oh, yeah.
Because it has my favorite scene that's not anywhere in the books. It's the dance scene with Harry and Hermione.
Oh, that's cute.
See,
we're on a Potter tangent.
We are, though.
This is the Running Man podcast. We will watch Harry Potter maybe sometime in the far future.
Way future, yeah. Because honestly, those films are like, they really speak to a big generation. Although, but going back to the Running Man, this is definitely like of the 80s, man.
Oh, it's just so dated. The soundtrack.
Just like constantly, they like, wow. Maybe they did get the whole idea that maybe the 80s would make a comeback.
Yes.
We are obsessed with the 80s because
pathetic because we have no originality.
Well, the whole reason is because the generation of filmmakers who are making all their stuff today grew up in the 80s.
Yeah, and they can't resist reference humor.
No, they can't.
They're a little insecure.
Yeah.
You gotta throw stuff at things. And you have whole franchise. We're gonna fight. I'm gonna say. You have whole franchises that have no qualities or positive points of their own, but can just throw things at the 80s. Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I'm just going to name good things, and then maybe you can tolerate my terrible book.
Terrible book is a strong thing, but I'm not going to dispute.
They put Akira and Depeche Mode in that movie, and I still couldn't sit through it.
Now see, I totally can't defend a lot of things, but I have a weird soft spot for Ready Player One.
I read the book in between. She didn't model her avatar like the other girls.
Yep.
She was actually a bit curvy.
Yep.
And then I was at the funeral, with the scene from Heathers, and then the Iron Giant showed up, and then Steven Spielberg was there, and he was sucking my dick. Fuck that book. I put it down at 40 pages, and I was on the New York subway.
Oh.
I played Sudoku instead of reading that book. That's how bad it was.
The only reason why it has such a soft spot in my heart is because I read it at a time that I needed a stupid popcorn book in my life.
Okay, that's fair.
So, I have a weird... I totally understand just what a horrible mess that it is. It's aged terribly.
But I don't come up to you and try to... People will come up and argue to me that that's the best book. I don't go up to people and tell them Blades of Glory was a masterpiece, even though that serves similar happy functions for me.
Let me know on our next episode. We'll do a really short banter on our next episode of what you thought of The Running Man, the book.
What I thought of The Running Man, the book?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just a real short, 5-minute spiel, and we can get it. Because our next episode, we know that it's not quite October yet, but you guys are all celebrating Halloween anyway, so we're gonna start
pumpkins and Kroger.
Yes, so we're gonna start with our spooky movie series.
Spooktober.
Yes, spooky September for 1 week only, and then it's all spooky October, Spooktober. Spooktoberfest. So just be on the lookout. We're gonna have a real emphasis on horror comedy. Because I just need some more laughter in these episodes.
Underrated genre too.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll be back next week with some spooky horror. Going to be really fun. Just keep an eye out, our Facebook page, and you can find us now on Spotify and Castbox. I just discovered what Anchor is, and it has changed my life phenomenally. I can post to one episode, and it can go to all these different places where you guys can listen. So this has been a really fun time. Hope you guys have been listening enthusiastically and all that. So this has been an episode of Commtrack. I've been Tim.
I'm 2 drinks in.
And you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. Peace.